Okay. I sure hope we got close to everybody. I don't want anybody checking their phone, texting, interacting with anybody from any other school, because we're on a slight delay, so the results will be known a little bit sooner if you wanted to cheat. So we're going to start at 6 here. So please don't do that. Let's keep some suspense and a little surprise there. I don't see Karen Clark. Miss Frazier? You see Karen? Where's Miss Frazier? You see Purvis? All right. So the way I see it, we're here to celebrate two things. One, we hope, was a successful state championship. We'll find out soon. But the other is to celebrate a successful year. I talk to people all over the state, teachers who are depressed, teachers who are telling me their students are depressed. They gave up. Most schools gave up or gave, not much effort. It was a bad year. We went to Plan B and not only survived, but prospered. I know you guys got some serious learning gains. How serious? We're probably about to find out. A lot of people to thank. That provided the opportunity for you guys to hopefully succeed. Former Superintendent Karen Clark's supposed to be here. I don't see her yet. When I went to her in August to get her blessing to do this, she gave it to me. She was very supportive. Not everybody would have been in that situation. And I got to thank her a great deal. Former principal Tenbig. He and I fought a lot, but when it came to doing good things for you, he and I worked together, and he was very supportive. I got to keep my key of the room, go back and forth. He made my life easier, which then turns around and gives me more time to do things for you. Well, especially thank you to the church. This was my Plan B, and if Plan B didn't work, I wasn't going to be at Buchholz, right? You know that. I wasn't going to be in front of a screen, and I wasn't going to be wearing a mask for 6 hours. So if Plan B didn't work, I don't know. I was done. The church poured out some love for you guys. They never asked for anything in return, and so we owe great thanks to the church. I know the pastor would have liked to have been here, but he's off somewhere at a birthday or something. I want to thank Coley's grandparents as well, because they and Coley's dad, who helped a lot in getting this thing set up, brainstorming for some ideas with Plan Bs, and also for the tech crew back here who made for this nice presentation tonight that allows us to do it just like we were at the state convention. So if you see your name, I think Theta Applications is first. I want you to come up to stage up there. Stand right up here, and, when they call, 17th place, Mr. Whoever, you exit the stage. Hopefully somebody will get some pictures. There's pictures over there, so get on over there. Feel free to show some enthusiasm for your team as they win trophies. I'm picking up the trophies on May 8th, so we will have those trophies. So one other thing, we'll thank some more people at the end, but I just wanted to get all that said. So thank your parents for allowing you to do this. I know most of them are extremely fearful, and this was probably a fearful experience to let you come here with me. We didn't know how it was going to work out, but man, it did work out, and we're about to find out just how much it worked out. So a lot of people, and I want to thank the Gainesville Sun. They're here covering this, so that's very nice of them. And hopefully we get some good coverage, and you guys did some great things this past weekend. So I think we're about ready. So I'm going to shut up, sit down, enjoy the show. We do have some seniors who are retiring. And so after this whole thing is over, Michael Wu is out of town. I asked him if he wanted to do a video. He said no. He said just tell him to listen to the phrase. That was his only advice. Albert's out of town, but we got a video we're going to play from him. Are we doing that first or last? Wow. Let's hear from Albert. His only 2 minutes. And then physically, we'll hear from Luke and Amy at the end here. All right? I'm going to sit down and drink some boba tea. All right. All right. So if I start slurring my words later, they might have spiked it. All right. All right, everybody. Do I got to cut anything off here? No? Okay.
Hi, everyone. I am so sorry I wasn't able to make the States Awards ceremony this year since I'll be up in New England visiting colleges. I have about a week left to decide, and it's still just super, super hard for me. So I apologize, but I guess this video will have to do. Yeah, so, man, I just think these 4 years have gone by so fast, right? Like, just last week when I stepped into Building 9 for States, I just think of the first summer camp I had before 9th grade. I remember Kim was teaching math points back then, and it was like, it was pretty hard for me, but man, I just still remember that like it was yesterday. So my biggest piece of advice for all of you underclassmen that aren't graduating this year is that you should make sure to really treasure all of those like little small moments, like, you know, arguing with your teammates about how to do Part D during team round, or filing a bunch of Weasley disputes, or you know, waiting in line at the Chick-fil-A at the mall during the lunch break, or singing karaoke at Nats, or taking a nap on the way back on the bus. All of these small things, right? Because honestly, there's really nothing quite like competing in Mao and being on the math team. It's really just an amazing experience. Yeah, and I'd like to thank Mr. Frazier, Mr. Liu, Mr. Faiga, and everyone else who made this program possible. And of course, all of you teammates who, you know, have been such an important part of my high school experience. Thank you all very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rob Snow, and I'm from Deerfield Beach High. Welcome to the 2021 FAMAT State Convention Awards. Before I begin the awards, I'd like to thank many people who helped bring this convention about. We start with Dr. Radley Santos, who was in charge of the tests for the convention, Rob Nichols, who was in charge of running the overall state convention, Brian Holt, for scoring the state convention, and for all of his work this year with scoring at all of the competitions we had. all of the sponsors out there who were there for you at your schools over the 2-day period, and most of all to you, the students, for participating this year in what was a very trying year for all of us. And I hope that next year we come back to a more traditional Mu Alpha Theta season in 2022. So without further ado, I'd like to get started. And our first award is for Theta applications. So will the following students come on up? All right, here we go. In 20th place with a score of 39 from Gainesville High School, Cormac Davis. In 19th place with a score of 48 from St. Andrew's School, Shama Karthik. In 18th place with a score of 49 from Dunbar High School, Jacob Musich. In 17th place with a score of 56 from Lincoln, Jacob Arisman. In 16th place with a score of 57 from Seminole, Pranav Ida. In 15th place with a score of 59 from Doral Academy, Catalina Casito. In 14th place with a score of 63 from Lawton Childs, Nelson Zhao. In 13th place with a score of 63 from Dunbar, Advath Menon. In 12th place with a score of 65 from Rickards, Kevin Wang. In 11th place with a score of 67 from American Heritage Plantation, Blake Skolnick. In 10th place with a score of 76 from Lawton Childs, Yijun Park. In 9th place with a score of 80 from American Heritage Boca, Ethan Zhu. In 8th place with a score of 82 from American Heritage Plantation, Ananya Argawal. In 7th place with a score of 83 from American Heritage Plantation, Romir Mohan. In 6th place with a score of 86 from Buchholz, Tom Lee. In 5th place with a score of 87 from American Heritage Plantation, Sydney Lee. In 4th place with a score of 90 from American Heritage Boca, Ryan Rao. In 3rd place with a score of 97 from Lawton Childs, James Zhang. In 2nd place with a score of 99 from American Heritage Plantation, Aaron Zhang. And in 1st place with a score of 106 from Buchholz, Richard Fang. We now move on to Theta functions. Everyone, please come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place with a score of 80 from Lincoln, Elijah Chen. In 19th place with a score of 83 from Buchholz, Alex Liu. In 18th place with a score of 86 from Seminole, Amrit Vidnesh. In 17th place with a score of 87 from American Heritage Plantation, John Paul Eunice. In 16th place with a score of 87 from American Heritage Boca, Vivian Zhao. In 15th place with a score of 88 from Gainesville, Vincent Griffin. In 14th place with a score of 88 from Dunbar, Johnsy Parsa. In 13th place with a score of 95 from American Heritage Plantation, Umar Bag. In 12th place with a score of 95 from Lawton Childs, Lindsay Zong. In 11th place with a score of 96 from American Heritage Plantation, Lucas Choi. In 10th place with a score of 98 from American Heritage Boca, Alejandro Martin. In 9th place with a score of 101 from Buchholz, Ashke Patel. In 8th place with a score of 102 from American Heritage Plantation, Harshish Kakumani. In 7th place with a score of 103 from American Heritage Plantation, Joseph Wang. In 6th place with a score of 110 from American Heritage Boca, Jesse Brotman. In 5th place with a score of 110 from Lawton Childs, Shoyang Ma. In 4th place with a score of 110 from American Heritage Plantation, Carlos Jusino. In 3rd place with a score of 115 from Buchholz, Haley Lynn. And there was a two-way tie for first. Both students earned a perfect score of 120. We have from American Heritage Plantation, Nicholas DeRosa, and from Buchholz, Billy Yang. We now move on to theta quadrilaterals. Students, come on up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 77 from Dunbar, Johnny Harris. In 19th place, with a score of 79 from Rickards, Navya Kamu. In 18th place, with a score of 79 from American Heritage Plantation, Megan Renaud. In 17th place, with a score of 81 from American Heritage Boca, Richard Schultz. In 16th place with a score of 81 from Buchholz, Alexander Liu. In 15th place with a score of 82 from Dunbar, Ben Hamilton. In 14th place with a score of 83 from Gainesville, Alex Johnstone. In 13th place with a score of 85 from American Heritage Plantation, Zining Cheng. In 12th place with a score of 88 from American Heritage Plantation, Vishaka Joshi. In 11th place with a score of 92 from Lincoln, Noah Summerlin. In 10th place with a score of 95 from American Heritage Plantation, Junie Zhu. In 9th place with a score of 95 from Berkeley Prep, Aaron Zong. In 8th place with a score of 96 from Lawton Childs, Nima Malay. In 7th place with a score of 98 from Buchholz, Parsa Tarananapur. In 6th place with a score of 101 from Buchholz, Kaylin Zai. In 5th place with a score of 102 from Buchholz, Melissa Lee. In 4th place with a score of 102 from Lawton Childs, Catherine Su. In 3rd place with a score of 102 from Buchholz, Haley Lynn. In 2nd place with a score of 105 from American Heritage Boca, Tom Zhang. And in 1st place with a score of 112 from Lawton Childs, Arib Syed. Next up is alpha equations and inequalities. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 41 from Doral Academy, Nicholas Ordonez. In 19th place, with a score of 43 from Rickards, Tanmay Haldia. In 18th place, with a score of 43 from Rickards, Eric Zhang. In 17th place, with a score of 45 from Dunbar, Kevin Godinez Ramirez. In 16th place, with a score of 46 from Buchholz, Ruwen Zong. In 15th place, with a score of 46 from American Heritage Plantation, Hakyun Kim. In 14th place, with a score of 48 from American Heritage Boca, Benjamin Sukanik. In 13th place, with a score of 49 from American Heritage Plantation, Anna Sangavarapu. In 12th place, with a score of 50 from Buchholz, William Zhu. In 11th place, with a score of 52 from American Heritage Plantation, Rithvik Mari. In 10th place, with a score of 53 from American Heritage Boca, Anushman Sitharaman. In 9th place, with a score of 53 from Seminole, Sanat Dana Maraju. In 8th place, with a score of 53 from Buchholz, Robert Gyasson. In 7th place, with a score of 56 from American Heritage Plantation, Alan Wu. In 6th place, with a score of 57 from Lawton Childs, Bruce Yang. In 5th place, with a score of 65 from American Heritage Boca, Pavan Kumar. In 4th place, with a score of 67 from Buchholz, Nolan Gao. In 3rd place, with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Zach Zhao. In 2nd place, with a score of 75 from Buchholz, Nathan Wee. And in 1st place, with a score of 80 from Buchholz, Ahan Mishra. Next up is Alpha Analytic Geometry. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 57 from Buchholz, Angela Liu. In 19th place, with a score of 58 from American Heritage Plantation, Emily Zhao. In 18th place, with a score of 63 from Buchholz, Nia Jobson. In 17th place, with a score of 63 from Buchholz, Nicole Kian. In 16th place, with a score of 64 from Seminole, Santiago Christ. In 15th place, with a score of 70 from Buchholz, Hamal Bamsai Waklu. In 14th place, with a score of 72 from Lawton Childs, Jai Bai. In 13th place, with a score of 73 from American Heritage Plantation, Sebastian Saluis. In 12th place, with a score of 77 from Buchholz, Rena Feng. In 11th place, with a score of 78 from American Heritage Boca, Jin Yang Lee. In 10th place, with a score of 79 from Orlando Science High, Omer Salim Demir. In 9th place, with a score of 81 from American Heritage Boca, Yuhan Nu. In 8th place, with a score of 83 from Doral Academy, Ronit Sohal. In 7th place, with a score of 88 from American Heritage Plantation, Hugo Liu. In 6th place, with a score of 91 from Buchholz, Will Guang. In 5th place, with a score of 95 from American Heritage Plantation, Sisran Diaraj. In 4th place, with a score of 95 from Dunbar, Carson Mulvey. In 3rd place, with a score of 97 from Buchholz, Emmanuel Zhang. In second place, with a score of 110 from Buchholz, Daniel Wang. And in first place, with a score of 115 from Rickards, Karthik Vidula. Next up is trigonometry. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 79 from American Heritage Plantation, Carolina Silva. In 19th place, with a score of 83 from Doral Academy High, Nicholas Newman. In 18th place, with a score of 85 from American Heritage Plantation, Alicia Ramirez. In 17th place, with a score of 85 from American Heritage Plantation, Jonathan Wang. In 16th place, with a score of 88 from Orlando Science High, Jithra Naginis. In 15th place, with a score of 90 from Buchholz, Rishi Gadakoda. In 14th place, with a score of 91 from Buchholz, Jonathan Zhang. In 13th place, with a score of 93 from Buchholz, Dominic Robinson. In 12th place, with a score of 95 from Buchholz, Terrence Hahn. In 11th place, with a score of 100 from Buchholz, Alan Q. In 10th place, with a score of 105 from Doral Academy High, Arush Chaubey. In 9th place, with a score of 106 from Orlando Science High, Aditya Nair. In 8th place, with a score of 110 from Buchholz, Abhinav Pothuri. In 7th place, with a score of 110 from Lawton Childs, Wesley Chen. In 6th place, with a score of 110 from Gainesville, Vicky Jung. There was a three-way tie for third place. In third place, with a score of 115 from American Heritage Plantation, John Diaz. Again in third place, with a score of 115 from Buchholz, Kelsey Morey. Again in third place, with a score of 115 from Buchholz, Tucker Shea. In second place, with a score of 115 from American Heritage Plantation, Luke Freed. And in first place, with a perfect score of 120 from American Heritage Boca, Ramez Ortiz. Next up, calculus applications. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. There is a multiple tie for 19th place. In 19th place with a score of 28 from Suncoast, Tyler Burnt. In 19th place with a score of 28 from Seminole, Dhruv Patel. In 19th place with a score of 28 from Ransom, Everglades, Dylan Stone. In 19th place with a score of 28 from Lawton Trials, Alex One. In 18th place with a score of 28 from Sickles, Matthew Krotz. In 17th place with a score of 31 from American Heritage Boca, Avinash Kanakam. In 16th place with a score of 32 from Gainesville, Rachel Young. In 15th place with a score of 32 from American Heritage Plantation, Eunice Beck. In 14th place with a score of 35 from Lawton Childs, Brighton Jang. In 13th place with a score of 38 from American Heritage Plantation, Corbin Diaz. In 12th place with a score of 39 from Buchholz, James Sue. In 11th place with a score of 40 from Doral Academy, Diana Bishop. In 10th place with a score of 45 from American Heritage Boca, Gabriel Sun. In 9th place with a score of 46 from Buchholz, Coley Privet. In 8th place with a score of 49 from Dunbar, Kevin Dumakulongan. In 7th place with a score of 50 from Rickards, Farzan Shiju. In 6th place with a score of 51 from Buchholz, Daniel Liu. In 5th place with a score of 53 from Buchholz, Nicholas Den. In 4th place with a score of 56 from Buchholz, Keen Zhang. In 3rd place with a score of 58 from American Heritage Plantation, Jose Ramirez. In 2nd place with a score of 65 from Buchholz, John Sin. And in 1st place with a score of 81 from Buchholz, Jake Frazier. Next up, integration. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 56 from American Heritage Plantation, Michelle Hugh. In 19th place, with a score of 58 from American Heritage Boca, Adrian Ricketts. In 18th place, with a score of 59 from Lawton Childs, Sanja Kumar. In 17th place, with a score of 63 from Orlando Science, Wade Twyford. In 16th place with a score of 64 from Berkeley Prep, Ryan DeCuna. In 15th place with a score of 65 from Buchholz, Kejin Dong. In 14th place with a score of 67 from American Heritage Boca, Krishna Sorna. In 13th place with a score of 69 from American Heritage Boca, Ritvik Tiga Varapu. In 12th place with a score of 72 from the Community School of Naples, Jordan Hockman. In 11th place with a score of 73 from Buchholz, Share Gao. In 10th place with a score of 74 from Buchholz, Kevin Zhang. In 9th place with a score of 80 from American Heritage Plantation, Satvik Selvan. In 8th place with a score of 82 from Seminole, Ian Enriquez. In 7th place with a score of 86 from Doral Academy, Mark Marquez. In 6th place with a score of 92 from American Heritage Plantation, Alexander Duveau. In 5th place with a score of 92 from Buchholz, Sean Hahn. In 4th place with a score of 95 from Buchholz, Samuel Kim. In third place with a score of 98 from Buchholz, Kevin He. In second place with a score of 100 from Rickards High, Dylan Epstein Gross. And in first place with a score of 106 from Suncoast, Ty Halpin. Next up, sequences and series. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place with a score of 42 from Seminole, Anuj Prajapati. In 19th place with a score of 44 from American Heritage Boca, Ame Patel. In 18th place with a score of 44 from American Heritage Plantation, Cole Travers. In 17th place with a score of 45 from St. Andrew's School, Matt Russo. In 16th place with a score of 46 from Gainesville, Robert Ryan. In 15th place with a score of 47 from Lincoln, Nicholas Voss. In 14th place with a score of 47 from Berkeley Prep, Michael Sweet. In 13th place with a score of 55 from Doral Academy, Christian Villa. In 12th place with a score of 56 from Suncoast, Luca Bialos. In 11th place with a score of 61 from Buchholz, Michaela Rowe. In 10th place with a score of 61 from West Broward High, Alejandro Leon. In 9th place with a score of 63 from Buchholz, Jeffrey Zhu. In 8th place with a score of 66 from Flagler Palm Coast, Jack Moffett. In 7th place with a score of 67 from Buchholz, Zia Zhao. In 6th place with a score of 70 from American Heritage Plantation, Vashit Ganesh. In 5th place with a score of 70 from American Heritage Boca, Alex Mark. In 4th place with a score of 71 from American Heritage Plantation, Shreyas Sama. In 3rd place with a score of 82 from Buchholz, Sam Antonyan. In 2nd place with a score of 84 from Buchholz, Jeremy Griffin. And in 1st place with a score of 90 from Eastside, Bill Zapp. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have statistics. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 70 from American Heritage Boca, Yuval Kashuv. In 19th place, with a score of 70 from American Heritage Boca, Ashwin Partha Sarathi. In 18th place, with a score of 73, from Doral Academy, Amanda Miyares. In 17th place, with a score of 76, from Buchholz, Angela Chen. In 16th place, with a score of 76, from Doral Academy, Stephen Diaz. In 15th place, with a score of 80, from American Heritage Boca, Cameron Silverman. In 14th place, with a score of 82, from Buchholz, Luke Shiomitsu. In 13th place, with a score of 85, from American Heritage Plantation, Larissa Ma. In 12th place, with a score of 86, from American Heritage Plantation, Soha Buta. In 11th place, with a score of 86, from American Heritage Plantation, Jin Kwan. In 10th place, with a score of 88, from American Heritage Boca, Michael Yao. In 9th place, with a score of 90, from Buchholz, Albert Yang. In 8th place, with a score of 92, from Buchholz, Ben Rodkin. In 7th place, with a score of 100, from American Heritage Plantation, Philip Nino. In 6th place, with a score of 105, from American Heritage Boca, Ben Tan. In 5th place, with a score of 106, from American Heritage Plantation, Christina Zhang. In 4th place, with a score of 106, from Buchholz, Albert Zhang. In 3rd place, with a score of 112, from Buchholz, Devika Kumar. In 2nd place, with a score of 115, from American Heritage Plantation, Nicholas Fernandez Bagan. And in 1st place, with a perfect score of 120, from American Heritage Plantation, Jake Bushbaum. Next, we have Gemini. Will both members of each Gemini team please come up? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Again, these are two-person teams. Some of these teams only listed one member of the team, and some listed both. So I will read both if you listed both. In 18th place, with a score of 27, from Flagler Palm Coast, Alan Hale and Paul Grau. In 17th place, with a score of 27, from St. Andrew's School, Tyson Hammer and Liam Hell. In 16th place, with a score of 28, from Gainesville, we have Emma Van Riper and Rahaf Al-Takari. In 15th place, with a score of 32, from Dunbar, Alberto Alvarez and Hanson Tang. In 14th place, with a score of 35, from Sickles, we have Michael Duncan and Goyal Divij. In 13th place, with a score of 51, from Rickards High, Akash Bhatt. In 12th place, with a score of 53, from Suncoast, Tommy Cherry. In 11th place, with a score of 58, from Orlando Science High, Tanvi Renaud. In 10th place, with a score of 59, from Doral Academy, Alberto Alvarez. In 9th place, with a score of 64, from American Heritage Boca, Karan Spencer and Yushan Min. In 8th place, with a score of 64, from Seminole, Rohan Shavirala and Divij Lanka Lapali. In 7th place, with a score of 65, from Berkeley Prep, Albert Chang. In 6th place, with a score of 80, from American Heritage Plantation, Iris Lang, and Rohan Kumar. In fifth place, with a score of 83, from Ransom Everglades, Nikhil Kumar and Alexander Van Lith. In fourth place, with a score of 86, from Middleton, Charlie Cheng and Keval Kalaria. In third place, with a score of 96, from Lawton Childs, Alex Hu and Aaron Hu. In second place, with a score of 102, from Eastside, Sai Prabnav and Reddy Chiduru. And in first place, with a score of 104, from Buchholz, Eric Zhang and Olivia Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude round 1 topic tests and are about to begin round 2 topic tests, I would like to thank my partner in crime, Jason Kenyon, for sharing all of the student screens today and helping me to produce this awards. And as you can see, we have a variety of different symbolisms and names as we move through our presentation today, just like he always does in Orlando at our annual state conventions as well. We do try to keep some things consistent in this new time that we are living in. With that being said, we are now beginning round 2 topic tests, and we are going to start with theta equations and inequalities. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 51, from Seminole, Steve Chavy. In 19th place, with a score of 51, from Gainesville, Alex Johnstone. In 18th place, with a score of 53, from Doral Academy, Catalina Casito. In 17th place, with a score of 57, from St. Andrew's School, Shama Karthik. In 16th place, with a score of 60, from American Heritage Plantation, Blake Skolnick. In 15th place, with a score of 61, from Rickards, Gordon Lickstein. In 14th place, with a score of 62, from Lawton Childs, Yijun Park. In 13th place, with a score of 69, from American Heritage Boca, Drake Austin. In 12th place, with a score of 73, from Lawton Childs, Nelson Zhao. In 11th place, with a score of 74, from Buchholz, Hunter Liu. In 10th place, with a score of 77, from American Heritage Plantation, Carlos Jusino. In 9th place, with a score of 78, from Dunbar, Abvath Menon. In 8th place, with a score of 82, from Buchholz, Ashay Patel. In 7th place, with a score of 84, from American Heritage Boca, Ethan Zhu. In 6th place, with a score of 85, from Lawton Childs, James Zhang. In 5th place, with a score of 89, from American Heritage Boca, Jesse Brotman. In 4th place, with a score of 103, from American Heritage Plantation, Lucas Choi. In 3rd place, with a score of 105, from American Heritage Plantation, Anya Argawal. In 2nd place, with a score of 107, from American Heritage Plantation, Aaron Zhang. And in 1st place, with a perfect score of 120, from Buchholz, Haley Lynn. Next up, theta, logs, and exponents. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 76 from American Heritage Boca, Brian Lee. In 19th place, with a score of 81 from Gainesville, Vincent Griffin. In 18th place, with a score of 85 from Rickards, Kevin Wang. In 17th place, with a score of 92 from American Heritage Plantation, Harshith Kakumani. In 16th place, with a score of 94 from American Heritage Boca, Vivian Zhao. In 15th place, with a score of 95 from Lincoln, Elijah Chen. In 14th place, with a score of 98 from Berkeley Prep, David DeCourcy. In 13th place, with a score of 100 from American Heritage Plantation, Umar Bag. In 12th place, with a score of 101 from American Heritage Plantation, Joseph Wang. In 11th place, with a score of 105 from Lawton Childs, Xiaoyang Ma. In 10th place, with a score of 105 from American Heritage Boca, Tom Zhang. In 9th place, with a score of 105 from American Heritage Boca, Alejandro Martin. In 8th place, with a score of 106 from Dunbar, Johnsy Parsa. In 7th place, with a score of 110 from Seminole, Pranav Ida. In 6th place, with a score of 111 from American Heritage Plantation, Nicholas DeRosa. In 5th place, with a score of 115 from American Heritage Plantation, Romir Mohan. The last 4 students all earned a perfect score of 120 and have all earned first place. They are from Lawton Childs, Aaron Hu, American Heritage Plantation, Sydney Lee, Buchholz, Parsa, Taranapur, and also from Buchholz, Billy Yang. Next up, geometry. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 64 from Dunbar, Ben Hamilton. In 19th place, with a score of 65 from Buchholz, Alex Liu. In 18th place, with a score of 66 from American Heritage Plantation, Junyi Zhu. In 17th place, with a score of 70 from American Heritage Boca, Isidoro Lapido. In 16th place, with a score of 76 from Seminole, Amrit Dinesh. In 15th place, with a score of 77 from Buchholz, Tom Lee. In 14th place, with a score of 77 from Lawton Childs, Catherine Su. In 13th place, with a score of 77 from American Heritage Plantation, Vishaka Joshi. In 12th place, with a score of 78 from Rickards, Navya Kamu. In 11th place, with a score of 80 from Buchholz, Richard Feng. In 10th place, with a score of 83 from Lawton Childs, Nima Malay. In 9th place, with a score of 84 from Buchholz, Melissa Lee. In 8th place, with a score of 84 from Buchholz, Alexander Liu. In 7th place, with a score of 84 from American Heritage Plantation, Megan Renaud. In 6th place, with a score of 85 from Lincoln, Noah Summerlin. In 5th place, with a score of 85 from American Heritage Plantation, Mason Chang. In fourth place with a score of 86 from American Heritage Boca, Ryan Rao. In third place with a score of 94 from Lawton Childs, Lindsay Zong. In second place with a score of 95 from Buchholz, Kaylin Zai. And in first place with a score of 103 from Lawton Childs, Arib Syed. Next up, Alpha Applications. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place with a score of 58 from American Heritage Plantation, Clayton Ciphering. In 19th place with a score of 60 from Rickards, Subham Dixit. In 18th place with a score of 61 from American Heritage Plantation, Jonathan Wang. In 17th place with a score of 63 from Buchholz, Dominic Robinson. In 16th place with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Angela Liu. In 15th place with a score of 71 from Buchholz, Nia Jobson. In 14th place with a score of 73 from American Heritage Plantation, Alan Wu. In 13th place with a score of 81 from American Heritage Boca, Jin Yang Li. In 12th place with a score of 82 from Buchholz, Robert Giassen. In 11th place with a score of 82 from Buchholz, Nicole Kian. In 10th place with a score of 83 from Rickards, Eric Zhang. In 9th place with a score of 86 from Gainesville, Vicky Zhang. In 8th place with a score of 92 from Buchholz, Alan Q. In 7th place with a score of 95 from Buchholz, Emmanuel Zhang. In 6th place with a score of 96 from Buchholz, Nolan Gao. In 5th place with a score of 100 from Buchholz, Zach Zhao. In 4th place with a score of 101 from Buchholz, Kelsey Mori. In 3rd place with a score of 101 from Dunbar, Carson Mulvey. In 2nd place with a score of 102 from Buchholz, Hamal Mamsai Woklu. And in 1st place with a score of 115 from Rickards, Karthik Vidula. Next up, complex numbers. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 48 from Buchholz, Hannah Suipi. In 19th place, with a score of 48 from Buchholz, Sydney Noel Levy Davis. In 18th place with a score of 49 from Orlando Science High, Terang Gautam. In 17th place with a score of 49 from Lawton Childs, Shahid Perez. In 16th place with a score of 50 from Lawton Childs, Bruce Yang. In 15th place with a score of 51 from Buchholz, Rena Feng. In 14th place with a score of 54 from Seminole, Santiago Christ. In 13th place with a score of 54 from American Heritage Boca, Anushman Sitharaman. In 12th place with a score of 57 from Orlando Science, Aditya Nair. In 11th place with a score of 57 from Buchholz, Ruwen Zong. In 10th place with a score of 59 from Gainesville, Grant Gravely. In 9th place with a score of 61 from Buchholz, Daniel Wang. In 8th place with a score of 63 from American Heritage Plantation, Anna Sangavarapu. In 7th place with a score of 67 from Orlando Science, Omer Salim Demir. In 6th place with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Nathan Wee. In 5th place with a score of 70 from Lawton Childs, Wesley Chen. In 4th place with a score of 71 from American Heritage Plantation, Luke Freed. In 3rd place with a score of 74 from Buchholz, Will Guam. In 2nd place with a score of 75 from Buchholz, Abhinav Pothuri. And in 1st place with a score of 82 from American Heritage Boca, Ramez Ortiz. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, matrices and vectors. Come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 40 from Buchholz, Ryan Frazier. In 19th place, with a score of 44 from American Heritage Boca, Diksha Kumaresh. In 18th place, with a score of 48 from Buchholz, Isabel Sang. In 17th place, with a score of 48 from Orlando Science, Jothra Nagindis. In 16th place, with a score of 49 from American Heritage Plantation, Angelina Wu. In 15th place, with a score of 53 from Rickards, Nitesh Nandineni. In 14th place, with a score of 58 from Buchholz, Rishi Gadakota. In 13th place, with a score of 58 from Rickards, Tanmay Haldiya. In 12th place, with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Jonathan Zhang. In 11th place, with a score of 62 from Doral Academy, Nicholas Newman. In 10th place, with a score of 64 from Doral Academy, Arush Chaubey. In 9th place, with a score of 65 from American Heritage Plantation, John Diaz. In 8th place, with a score of 68 from American Heritage Plantation, Sebastian Saluis. In 7th place, with a score of 71 from Buchholz, William Zhu. In 6th place, with a score of 72 from Lawton Childs, Jai Bai. In 5th place, with a score of 74 from American Heritage Boca, Yuhan Nu. In 4th place, with a score of 76 from American Heritage Plantation, Carolina Silva. In third place, with a score of 80 from American Heritage Plantation, Shreyan Diaraj. In second place, with a score of 88 from Buchholz, Tucker Shea. And in first place, with a score of 92 from Buchholz, Ahan Mishra. Next up, calculus, area, and volume. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 38 from Dunbar, David Liu. In 19th place, with a score of 40 from American Heritage Boca, Gabriel Sun. In 18th place, with a score of 42 from Buchholz, Albert Yang. In 17th place, with a score of 45 from American Heritage Boca, Adin Groper. In 16th place, with a score of 46 from Seminole, Divij Lankalapali. In 15th place, with a score of 47 from Berkeley Prep, Ryan DeCuna. In 14th place, with a score of 48 from American Heritage Plantation, Jose Ramirez. In 13th place, with a score of 48 from Sickles, Michael Duncan. In 12th place, with a score of 53 from Doral Academy High, Mark Marquez. In 11th place, with a score of 54 from Buchholz, Kevin Zhang. In 10th place, with a score of 56 from Ransom Everglades, Alexander Van Lith. In 9th place, with a score of 59 from Buchholz, Kejin Dong. In 8th place, with a score of 60 from American Heritage Plantation, Iris Lang. In 7th place, with a score of 65 from Orlando Science, Wade Twyford. In 6th place, with a score of 66 from Rickards, Dylan Epstein Gross. In 5th place, with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Coley Privet. In 4th place, with a score of 70 from American Heritage Plantation, Nicholas Fernandez Lagoon. In 3rd place, with a score of 71 from Buchholz, Sheree Gao. In 2nd place, with a score of 89 from Buchholz, Sean Hahn. And in 1st place, with a score of 92 from Buchholz, Olivia Lee. Next up, limits and derivatives. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 40 from Buchholz, Devika Kumar. In 19th place, with a score of 41 from Lawton Giles, John Wu. In 18th place, with a score of 41 from Buchholz, James Su. In 17th place, with a score of 41 from Seminole, Michelle Mew. In 16th place, with a score of 43, from Berkeley Prep, Albert Chang. In 15th place, with a score of 45, from American Heritage Boca, Karan Spencer. In 14th place, with a score of 45, from American Heritage Plantation, Rohan Kumar. In 13th place, with a score of 46, from Doral Academy, Kevin Rodriguez. In 12th place, with a score of 46, from Orlando Science High, Vidit Pokarna. In 11th place, with a score of 48, from Buchholz, Michaela Rowe. In 10th place, with a score of 55, from American Heritage Plantation, Christina Zhang. In 9th place, with a score of 56, from Seminole, Ian Enriquez. In 8th place, with a score of 56, from Buchholz, Jeffrey Zhu. In 7th place, with a score of 56, from Suncoast, Luca Beljos. In 6th place, with a score of 58, from Doral Academy, Diana Bishop. In 5th place, with a score of 61, from American Heritage Plantation, Jake Bushbaum. In 4th place, with a score of 70, from Eastside, Artharva Pathak. In 3rd place, with a score of 71, from Dunbar, Kevin Dumakulagan. In 2nd place, with a score of 76, from Buchholz, John Sin. And in 1st place, with a score of 97, from Buchholz, Kevin He. Next up, BC Calculus. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 38, from Middleton, Keval Kataria. In 19th place, with a score of 39, from Gainesville, Robert Ryan. In 18th place, with a score of 40, from Doral Academy, Christian Villa. In 17th place, with a score of 45, from Flagler Palm Coast, Jack Moffat. In 16th place, with a score of 45, from Buchholz, Ian Watson. In 15th place, with a score of 45, from American Heritage Boca, Ame Patel. In 14th place, with a score of 47, from Buchholz, Keen Zhang. In 13th place, with a score of 53, from American Heritage Boca, Ritvik Tigavarapu. In 12th place, with a score of 57, from Doral Academy, Alberto Alvarez. In 11th place, with a score of 60, from American Heritage Plantation, Vashit Ganesh. In 10th place, with a score of 61, from Seminole, Rohan Shavivarala. In 9th place, with a score of 62, from West Broward High, Alejandro Leon. In 8th place, with a score of 67, from American Heritage Plantation, Alexander Duveau. In 7th place, with a score of 70, from American Heritage Boca, Alex Mark. In 6th place, with a score of 74, from Buchholz, Zia Zhao. In 5th place, with a score of 85, from Eastside, Bill Zhao. In 4th place, with a score of 93, from Suncoast, Tai Halpin. In 3rd place, with a score of 93, from Buchholz, Jeremy Griffin. In 2nd place, with a score of 100, from Buchholz, Samuel Kim. And in first place with a score of 102 from Buchholz, Sam Atenyan. Next up, probability. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 50 from Orlando Science High, Ridham Balnick. In 19th place, with a score of 52 from Middleton, James Stanhouse. In 18th place, with a score of 57 from Lawton Childs, Brighton Jang. In 17th place, with a score of 60 from Rickards, Prabhas Kurpati. In 16th place, with a score of 61 from Berkeley Prep, Aaron Zong. In 15th place, with a score of 61 from Lawton Childs, Alex Wan. In 14th place, with a score of 63 from American Heritage Plantation, Philip Ninov. In 13th place, with a score of 67 from Doral Academy, Amanda Miyares. In 12th place, with a score of 70 from American Heritage Boca, Ben Tan. In 11th place, with a score of 71 from Lawton Childs, Alex Hu. In 10th place, with a score of 71 from Buchholz, Eric Jiao. In 9th place, with a score of 73 from American Heritage Boca, Michael Yao. In 8th place, with a score of 74 from Buchholz, Nicholas Dang. In 7th place, with a score of 75 from Doral Academy, Stephen Diaz. In 6th place, with a score of 75 from American Heritage Plantation, Corbin Diaz. In 5th place, with a score of 76 from American Heritage Plantation, Stephen Levine. In 4th place, with a score of 76 from Suncoast, Tommy Cherry. In 3rd place, with a score of 84 from American Heritage Plantation, Satvik Selvan. In 2nd place, with a score of 96 from Buchholz, Jake Frazier. And in 1st place, with a score of 103 from Buchholz, Eric Zhang. Next up, the history of math. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 23 from Buchholz, Adi Shukla. In 19th place, with a score of 25 from Flagler Palm Coast, Danny Walcott. In 18th place, with a score of 33 from Buchholz, Chris Hahn. In 17th place, with a score of 35 from Seminole, Dhruv Patel. In 16th place with a score of 35 from Seminole, Lydia Chung. In 15th place with a score of 37 from American Heritage Plantation, Carolina Sardinas. In 14th place with a score of 38 from Suncoast, Tyler Burnt. In 13th place with a score of 38 from Buchholz, Casey Lynn. In 12th place with a score of 40 from Berkeley Prep, Brantley Deddy. In 11th place with a score of 40 from Eastside, Ethan Cockey. In 10th place with a score of 40 from Eastside, Sarthak Roy. In 9th place with a score of 42 from Buchholz, Timmy Lee. In 8th place with a score of 42 from Buchholz, Michael Wu. In 7th place with a score of 43 from American Heritage Plantation, Stefano Pace. In 6th place with a score of 50 from Buchholz, Amy Zing. In 5th place with a score of 50 from Buchholz, Daniel Liu. In 4th place with a score of 59 from Buchholz, Amy Cow. In 3rd place with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Edward Jean. In 2nd place with a score of 64 from Buchholz, Terrence Hahn. And in 1st place with a score of 75 from American Heritage Boca, Ashwin Partha Sarathi. Ladies and gentlemen, for these next 3 awards that I will be calling, I will be reading the names because they involve theta, alpha, and calculus ciphering. And we had to do some tiebreakers after the fact based on many of you scored the same score, and we had to put you in order this morning after the results were printed. So I will be reading all of the names that will be coming to the stage by school, and then I will read the names from 20th to 1st place. So for theta ciphering, will the following students please come to the front? From American Heritage Boca, Richard Schultz, Ryan Rao, Tom Zhang. From American Heritage Plantation, Aaron Zhang, Joseph Wang, Megan Renaud, Nicholas DeRosa, Romir Mohan, Sydney Lee, and Vishaka Joshi. From Buchholz, Billy Yang, Haley Lin, Kaylin Zai, Melissa Lee, Richard Fenn. From Lawton Childs, Aaron Hu, Arib Syed, James Zhang, Lindsay Zong, and Shoyang Ma. All right, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 40 from American Heritage Plantation, Sydney Lee. In 19th place, with a score of 44 from American Heritage Plantation, Megan Renaud. In 18th place, with a score of 44 from American Heritage Plantation, Joseph Wang. In 17th place, with a score of 48 from Lawton Childs, Arib Syed. In 16th place, with a score of 48 from Lawton Childs, James Zhang. In 15th place, with a score of 48 from American Heritage Boca, Richard Schultz. In 14th place, with a score of 48 from American Heritage Plantation, Nicholas DeRosa. In 13th place, with a score of 52 from Lawton Childs, Lindsay Zong. In 12th place, with a score of 52 from American Heritage Plantation, Romir Mohan. In 11th place, with a score of 52 from American Heritage Plantation, Vishaka Joshi. In 10th place with a score of 52 from American Heritage Plantation, Aaron Zong. In 9th place with a score of 56 from Buchholz, Richard Bang. In 8th place with a score of 56 from American Heritage Boca, Ryan Rao. In 7th place with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Melissa Lee. In 6th place with a score of 68 from American Heritage Boca, Tom Zhang. In 5th place with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Kaylin Zai. In 4th place with a score of 76 from Buchholz, Haley Lin. In 3rd place with a score of 76 from Buchholz, Billy Yang. In 2nd place with a score of 80 from Lawton Childs, Shouyang Ma. And in 1st place with a score of 100 from Lawton Childs, Aaron Hu. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Alpha Ciphering. Will the following students please come to the front? From American Heritage Boca, Jin Yang Lee and Ramez Ortiz. From American Heritage Plantation, Anna Sangavarapu, John Diaz, Luke Freed, and Shriyan Diaraj. From Buchholz, Abhinav Pothuri, Ahan Mishra, Daniel Wang, Emmanuel Zhang, Hamal Bamsai Waklu, Kelsey Mori, Nathan Wee, Nicole Kian, Nolan Gao, and Tucker Shea. From Dunbar, Carson Mulvey. From Gainesville, Vicky Jung. From Orlando Science, Omer Salim Demir. And from Rickards, Karthik Vidula. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place with a score of 36 from American Heritage Plantation, John Diaz. In 19th place with a score of 36 from Buchholz, Nicole Kian. In 18th place with a score of 40 from Dunbar, Kelsey Mori. In 17th place with a score of 40 from Buchholz, Abhinav Pothuri. In 18th place with a score of 40, the student was from Buchholz, Kelsey Mori. 17th place with a score of 40 from Buchholz, Abhinav Pothuri. In 16th place with a score of 40 from Dunbar, Carson Mulvey. In 15th place with a score of 44 from American Heritage Boca, Jin Yang Lee. In 14th place with a score of 44 from Buchholz, Nolan Gao. In 13th place with a score of 44 from American Heritage Plantation, Anna Sangavarapu. In 12th place with a score of 48 from American Heritage Plantation, Shriyan Diaraj. In 11th place with a score of 48 from American Heritage Boca, Ramez Ortiz. In 10th place with a score of 48 from American Heritage Plantation, Luke Freed. In 9th place with a score of 48 from Gainesville, Vicky Jung. In 8th place with a score of 52 from Buchholz, Emmanuel Zhang. In 7th place with a score of 56 from Orlando Science, Omer Salim Demir. In 6th place with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Daniel Wang. In 5th place with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Nathan Wee. In fourth place with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Tucker Shea. In third place with a score of 72 from Buchholz, Hamal Bamsai Waklu. In second place with a score of 80 from Buchholz, Ahan Mishra. And in first place with a score of 104 from Rickards, Karthik Badula. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have calculus ciphering. Again, when I call your name, please come to the front. From American Heritage Boca, Alex Mark and Gabriel Sun. From American Heritage Plantation, Corbin Diaz and Vishit Ganesh. From Buchholz, Coley Privet, Jake Frazier, Jeffrey Zhu, Jeremy Griffin, John Sin, Kevin He, Nicholas Dang, Olivia Lee, Sam Atanyan, Samuel Kim, Sean Han, and Zia Zhao. From Doral Academy, Mark Marquez. From Eastside, Bill Zhao. From Rickards, Dylan Epstein Gross. And from Suncoast, Ty Halpin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 20th place, with a score of 56 from American Heritage Boca, Alex Mark. In 19th place, with a score of 56 from Eastside, Bill Zhao. In 18th place, with a score of 56 from Buchholz, Jeffrey Zhu. In 17th place, with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Samuel Kim. In 16th place, with a score of 60 from Doral Academy, Mark Marquez. In 15th place, with a score of 64 from Rickards, Dylan Epstein Gross. In 14th place, with a score of 68 from Suncoast, Ty Halpin. In 13th place, with a score of 68 from American Heritage Boca, Gabriel Sun. In 12th place, with a score of 68 from American Heritage Plantation, Corbin Diaz. In 11th place, with a score of 68 from Buchholz, John Sin. In 10th place, with a score of 76 from Buchholz, Kevin He. In 9th place, with a score of 76 from Buchholz, Sam Atanyan. There was an exact tie for 7th and 8th place, so both students tied for 7th by having all of their questions the exact same score. So in a tie for 7th, we have from Buchholz, Olivia Lee, and also from Buchholz, Sean Han. In 6th place, with a score of 80 from Buchholz, Nicholas Dang. There was again an exact tie for 4th place with both students getting the same scores for each of the questions. So in a tie for 4th, from Buchholz, we have Zia Zhao with a score of 84, and also with a score of 84 in a tie for 4th place from American Heritage Plantation, Vishit Ganesh. In 3rd place, with a score of 84, from Buchholz, Coley Privet. In 2nd place, with a score of 88, from Buchholz, Jeremy Griffin. And in 1st place, with a score of 92, from Buchholz, Jake Frazier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenyon is back in for these next 3 as we are going to do theta alpha and calculus individual. And we are going to start with theta individual. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, top 25 thetas. In 25th place, with a score of 56 from American Heritage Plantation, Romir Mohan. In 24th place, with a score of 57 from Lawton Childs, Nima Molay. In 23rd place, with a score of 58 from American Heritage Plantation, Anya Argawal. In 22nd place, with a score of 63 from American Heritage Boca, Ethan Zhu. In 21st place, with a score of 63 from Berkeley Prep, Aaron Zong. In 20th place, with a score of 65 from American Heritage Boca, Alejandro Martin. In 19th place, with a score of 68 from Lawton Childs, James Zhang. In 18th place, with a score of 69 from Buchholz, Parsa Taranapur. In 17th place, with a score of 69 from Buchholz, Hunter Liu. In 16th place, with a score of 70 from American Heritage Boca, Richard Schultz. In 15th place, with a score of 70 from Buchholz, Billy Yang. In 14th place, with a score of 71 from American Heritage Boca, Ryan Rao. In 13th place, with a score of 73 from American Heritage Plantation, Aaron Zhang. In 12th place, with a score of 78 from Lawton Childs, Lindsay Zong. In 11th place, with a score of 80 from Seminole, Amrit Vinesh. In 10th place, with a score of 82 from Buchholz, Richard Bang. In 9th place, with a score of 82 from American Heritage Plantation, Sydney Lee. In 8th place, with a score of 88 from American Heritage Plantation, Nicholas DeRosa. In 7th place, with a score of 93 from Buchholz, Melissa Lee. In 6th place, with a score of 93 from American Heritage Boca, Tom Zhang. In 5th place, with a score of 94 from Lawton Childs, Arib Syed. In 4th place, with a score of 96 from Buchholz, Haley Lin. In 3rd place, with a score of 96 from Lawton Childs, So-Yang Ma. In 2nd place, with a score of 99 from Buchholz, Kalen Zai. The champion of Theta, with a score of 105 from Lawton Childs, Aaron Hoop. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the top 25 alpha individuals. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 25th place, with a score of 60 from Buchholz, Zach Zhao. In 24th place, with a score of 61 from Buchholz, Will Guam. In 23rd place, with a score of 63 from American Heritage Plantation, Rithvik Mari. In 22nd place, with a score of 64 from American Heritage Plantation, Sebastian Saluis. In 21st place, with a score of 65 from Lawton Childs, Wesley Chen. In 20th place, with a score of 66 from Dunbar, Carson Mulvey. In 19th place, with a score of 66 from American Heritage Plantation, Anna Sangavarapu. In 18th place with a score of 66 from Buchholz, Ruwen Zong. In 17th place with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Hamal Bamsai Waklu. In 16th place with a score of 68 from Buchholz, Nolan Gao. In 15th place with a score of 70 from American Heritage Plantation, John Diaz. In 14th place with a score of 70 from Buchholz, Emmanuel Zhang. In 13th place with a score of 75 from American Heritage Boca, Ramez Ortiz. In 12th place with a score of 75 from American Heritage Boca, Jin Yang Li. In 11th place with a score of 76 from American Heritage Plantation, Alan Wu. In 10th place with a score of 77 from Orlando Science, Omer Salim Demir. In 9th place with a score of 78 from Buchholz, Robert Gyasson. In 8th place with a score of 80 from American Heritage Plantation, Luke Freed. In 7th place with a score of 84 from Buchholz, Nathan Wee. In 6th place with a score of 84 from Buchholz, Abhinav Puthuri. In 5th place with a score of 87 from Buchholz, Daniel Wang. In 4th place with a score of 90 from American Heritage Plantation, Sharon Diraj. In 3rd place with a score of 95 from Buchholz, Tucker Shea. In 2nd place with a score of 106 from Buchholz, Ahan Mishra. And in 1st place with a score of 110 from Rickards, Karthik Vadula. Next up, the top 25 calculus individuals. Students, come on down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 25th place, with a score of 74 from Eastside, Arthava Pathak. In 24th place, with a score of 75 from American Heritage Boca, Gabriel Sun. In 23rd place, with a score of 75 from Doral Academy, Alberto Alvarez. In 22nd place, with a score of 76 from American Heritage Plantation, Corbin Diaz. In 21st place, with a score of 76 from Suncoast, Ty Halpin. In 20th place, with a score of 76 from American Heritage Plantation, J. Young Beck. In 19th place, with a score of 77 from Buchholz, Olivia Lee. In 18th place, with a score of 78 from Buchholz, John Sin. In 17th place, with a score of 78 from Buchholz, Jeremy Griffin. In 16th place, with a score of 80 from Eastside, Bill Zhao. In 15th place, with a score of 80 from Buchholz, Sean Hahn. In 14th place, with a score of 80 from American Heritage Plantation, Jake Bushbaum. In 13th place, with a score of 81 from Buchholz, Nicholas Dang. In 12th place, with a score of 82 from West Broward High, Alejandro Leon. In 11th place, with a score of 82 from Buchholz, Zia Zhao. In 10th place, with a score of 83 from American Heritage Plantation, Satvik Selvan. In ninth place, with a score of 86, from American Heritage Plantation, Alexander Duveau. In eighth place, with a score of 90, from American Heritage Boca, Alex Mark. In seventh place, with a score of 92, from Buchholz, Sam Atanyan. In sixth place, with a score of 94, from Buchholz, Jeffrey Zhu. In fifth place, with a score of 95, from Buchholz, Eric Zhang. In fourth place, with a score of 96, from Buchholz, Kevin He. In third place, with a score of 98, from Rickards, Dylan Epstein Gross. In second place, with a score of 100, from Buchholz, Samuel Kim. And your calculus champion, in first place, with a score of 105, from Buchholz, Jake Frazier. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Statistics Bowl. Will the statistics team from the following schools please come to the front? American Heritage Boca, American Heritage Plantation, Buchholz, Doral Academy, Eastside, Lawton Childs, Middleton, Rickards, St. Andrews, and Sickles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 10th place, with a score of 20, St. Andrews School. In 9th place, with a score of 24, Eastside. In 8th place, with a score of 28, Sickles. In 7th place, with a score of 32, Rickards. In 6th place, with a score of 36, Lawton Childs. In 5th place, with a score of 48, Middleton. In 4th place, with a score of 60, American Heritage Boca. In 3rd place, with a score of 64, Doral Academy. In 2nd place, with a score of 112, Buchholz. And in 1st place, with a score of 140, American Heritage Plantation. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I will be calling the top 10 Theta teams. Top 10 Theta teams. When I call your school name, please come to the front, the Theta team for that school. American Heritage Boca, American Heritage Plantation, Berkeley Prep, Buchholz, Dunbar, Gainesville, Lawton Childs, Lincoln, Rickards, and Seminole. Theta teams, please come to the front. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 Theta teams in the state. In 10th place, with a total score of 104, Berkeley Prep. In 9th place, with a total score of 108, Rickards. In 8th place, with a total score of 113, Gainesville. In 7th place, with a total score of 155, Lincoln. In 6th place, with a total score of 166, Dunbar. In 5th place, with a total score of 185, Seminole. In 4th place, with a total score of 359, American Heritage Boca. In 3rd place, with a total score of 381, American Heritage Plantation. In 2nd place, with a total score of 417, Lawton Childs. And in 1st place, with a total score of 506, Buchholz. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 10 Alpha teams. When I call your school name, the Alpha Group, please come to the stage. American Heritage Boca, American Heritage Plantation, Berkeley Prep, Buchholz, Doral Academy, Dunbar, Gainesville, Lawton Childs, Orlando Science, and Rickards. Alpha groups, please come to the front. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 10th place, with a total score of 107, Berkeley Prep. In 9th place, with a total score of 139, Gainesville. In 8th place, with a total score of 170, Dunbar. In 7th place, with a total score of 210, Doral Academy. In 6th place, with a total score of 239, Orlando Science. In 5th place, with a total score of 243, Lawton Childs. In 4th place, with a total score of 292, Rickards. In 3rd place, with a total score of 337, American Heritage Boca. In 2nd place, with a total score of 424, American Heritage Plantation. And in 1st place, with a total score of 488, Buchholz. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 10 calculus teams in the state. When I call your school name, the calculus group, please come to the stage. American Heritage Boca, American Heritage Plantation, Berkeley Prep, Buchholz, Doral Academy, Eastside, Orlando Science, Rickards, Seminole, and Suncoast. Calculus teams, please come to the front. All right, ladies and gentlemen, top 10 calculus teams. In 10th place, with a total score of 263, Berkeley Prep. In 9th place, with a total score of 278, Seminole. In 8th place, with a total score of 281, Eastside. In 7th place, with a total score of 282, Orlando Science. In 6th place, with a total score of 298, Suncoast. In 5th place, with a total score of 299, Doral Academy. In 4th place, with a total score of 344, Rickards. In 3rd place, with a total score of 415, American Heritage Boca. In 2nd place, with a total score of 417, American Heritage Plantation. And in 1st place, with a total score of 520, Buchholz. A few things before I announce the sweepstakes, the final award of the evening. The top 2 teams in Theta, Alpha, and Calculus that were just announced, all are being sent to the National Convention for free by the FAMAT organization. So all 4 members of the top 2 Theta, Alpha, and Calculus teams will have their registration taken care of by the FAMAT organization, and we will be mailing those sponsors those awards soon. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have the sweepstakes coming up. Again, I'd like to thank all the students and especially all of our sponsors for participating this year in this very unique school year. And for the seniors, I hope that you go and enjoy college every single day. And for the underclassmen, I hope you all come back and that we have another great season in 2022. The top 10 overall schools, ladies and gentlemen, if a representative or representatives from the following schools would like to come up when I call your name. A representative from each of the following, please come up. American Heritage Boca, American Heritage Plantation, Berkeley Prep, Buchholz, Doral Academy, Dunbar, Gainesville, Lawton Childs, Rickards, and Seminole. Please come to the stage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, top 10 teams. In 10th place, with a total score of 2,733, Berkeley Prep. In 9th place, with a total score of 2,832, Gainesville. In 8th place, with a total score of 3,092, Dunbar. In 7th place, with a total score of 3,120, Seminole. In 6th place, with a total score of 3,144, Doral Academy. In 5th place, with a total score of 3,380, Rickards. In 4th place, with a total score of 3,538, Lawton Childs. In 3rd place, with a total score of 3,856, American Heritage Boca. In 2nd place, with a total score of 4,035, American Heritage Plantation. And your state champion for 2021 with a total score of 4,489, Buchholz. Again, congratulations to all of the winners this evening. I hope all of you have a relaxing summer and get ready for another wonderful school year in 21-22. Good evening, and thank you for coming.
Woo! All right. You can go if you like. Go ahead. Did Jake, you to get a picture on Ian's phone? All right. Woo! How many points was that? Mr. Liu? It was a lot. All right. 400 and something. All right. So I guess what we did this year worked. The principal left a little early, but I think you impressed him on his first few weeks on the job. I have an interview with him on Tuesday to get my job back, but the way I look at it, I'm interviewing him. Hey, I've been there 24 years. He's my sixth principal. When he's gone, I'm still going to be there. All right. My doctor says I can go to 90. All right. So I'm going to keep going. Shout out to Mr. Wiggins. All right. I know he's watching. All right. I miss him. If he was here, I'd get a big bear hug. Again, you guys are amazing. You worked hard. I'm so proud of you guys in a difficult year when everybody was packing it in. We were grinding it out. This is really amazing. We had 83 competitors, only 14 seniors. So we got a great group returning, but most of them have one more job to do. So they get 3 weeks off, recharge the batteries, do their APs, and then we'll grind it out for the national competition. But I don't think, man, if I was anybody else, I wouldn't want to go against this group. So you guys are awesome, all of you. We're going to, just a few more things before we bail out of here. Hey, Ms. Fraser. You know, there are a lot of schools who sponsor because they're kind of forced to. You know, they say, oh, well, we'll give you a job if you'll be the math sponsor or something like that. You guys are really fortunate. You got 4 sponsors that all want to be doing this, that love doing it. They do it for free. Mr. Faega, I went around the room in class this past week, and I asked everybody to tell me one thing they liked about the state competition and one thing they didn't like. I had multiple kids say, I was glad I got to see Mr. Faega. And, you know, he loves being with you guys. He does a lot of the bureaucratic stuff that Mr. Liu and I don't want to do. Somebody's got to do it. He does it. That frees us up. Come on up here, Mr. Faega. Give it up. Woo! All right. Holy cow. Man, Mr. Faega, can you get me one of those? I love that outfit. I'd like you to say something. You want to speak to me? Huh? It won't fit me? No. If I could eat some more Davids.
I'm okay. I just want to say this, that I'm so proud being part of the team. If you know how much of joy you give to me, when I even see some of you around campus, I feel that I'm looking at students. Because I teach students who don't want to be in school. So when I see you, I feel, oh, this is what school's supposed to be. So thank you so much. You may not know this. You are the one really helping me, not the other way. So thank you so much.
All right. Man, we love him. Also, Mrs. Frazier, she has taken on a lot of jobs. She does everything with the middle school. So all of you who started out in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, she's dealing with it. She deals with Lincoln and all the middle schools and coordinating all that and testing. She's doing all this college stuff for you guys. She makes your life easy. She gets you scheduled issues. She's doing all kinds of stuff to make your life better and easier, and interacting with all those annoying parents you have that I don't want to interact with. All right, don't go tell your parents they're annoying. Well, I guess they're watching, so they know I just called them annoying. But we need to give it up for Miss Frazier. She does an awful lot for this team. Come on up, Miss Frazier.
Hello, test, test. I wouldn't have come up for the photo bomb if I had known I would have gotten called up afterwards. But I ditto what Mr. Faiga said. You guys just make my day. You make me happy. I love spending time with you guys and traveling. So much fun, and especially seniors. We've been together a long time, this group, and I'm going to miss you terribly. You've done so much for this team, and I'm glad everyone else is here to watch. And hopefully, seeing this, they want to carry on your legacy. I appreciate all of you. I'll miss you, but stay in touch. And congratulations, all of you are wonderful. You did great, and I'm super proud of everyone.
All right. I don't. Some of you might not know this, but I started this team in 1998, and Mr. Liu, outside of 1998 and 2 years where you are getting your master's degree up in Illinois, you've been part of this team, either as a member of the team, a coach, teacher/coach. And he does it all, scoring and disputes and running test coordinator for nationals, and then making this great, phenomenal pre-calc team and a whole bunch of other things. He's the only one who stayed around long enough who can handle dealing with me, because I'm not easy to deal with. But he'd probably tell you I am, right, Mr. Liu? Come on up here, Mr. Liu. You got to come up. Give it up for Mr. Liu. Liu.
Yeah, this guy is definitely the most difficult person I've ever had to deal with. There's no question about that. And someone told me, Mr. Frazier still scares me after 5 years. I'm like, tried like 20 years. He still scares me sometimes. I think so. Yeah, this year's been, let's call it different. I'm glad to still be, teaching the pre-calc class, because of all the classes that I teach. I know that there's at least one class that, even if you're online, you're not on camera, I still know that you're paying attention. And I just can't say that about the rest of my classes. And the fact that all of you, put in so much effort. I know most of you probably don't like dealing with folder and doing all those tests, but the fact that you do it, you come after school, you come on Saturdays for those practices, I really appreciate it, and congratulations on a great state competition. And probably one of the more difficult parts of this year is the fact I don't really get to see anyone else. Normally, a lot of you eating lunch in my room. I'm more cautious and moody, So you don't get to eat lunch in my room this year. Next year, hopefully, things will calm down enough that we can go back. And also miss, interacting with a lot of you after school. But still, I'm glad to see that, some things don't change. All of you still do all you can and are still excelling in competitions. We got one more job to do in July, and I look forward to that. I look forward to next year. For all of you seniors, being around you for an awfully long time, and not just classes, bananagrams after school, and just talking with a lot of you, and not saying goodbye to most of you yet, and even those of you who are not going to nationals, I hope I'll see you in the future. But those of you who are not going to be going to nationals, I'll miss you. Those of you who are going to nationals, I'll miss you in the near future.
All right. So pretty much everything has been a happy time tonight, a celebration. Again, thank you for the church staff for doing this. This was a great setup. Man, it's mostly Coley's family, but back there, but a few others. And all right, that guy might give me a ticket in my car one day. I got to watch out. All right. One negative thing, you guys won 209 trophies tonight. I got to go pick those up in Tampa. I'm probably going to have to borrow Miss Frazier's car. I don't think 209 will fit in my car. Maybe not yours, Miss Frazier, but you can't borrow mine. So that's that. But, saying goodbye to seniors is tough. It's always tough. In the old days, kids never got to us until 8th grade. Now they're getting even, 6th grade. So they're being with us a long time. We had 14 seniors this year who competed. We already said our goodbyes to Michael Wu and Albert. We still got 2 more up here that are going to put up their math cleats and retire. This was their last competition. The other 10 will have 1 more. But the 2 that are going to say goodbye, they're going to come up and give a little short something. Sometimes they're not so short. They can talk for whatever they want. Epitomize, there are a lot of ways to contribute to this team beyond points. How you do in other events. If you're, a famous athlete, a famous chess player, famous geography person, you bring positive accolades. If you're just somebody who handles themselves with great character and emulates, sets out an example for all the rest of us. All the young kids on the team need to look up to people, and we got 2 here that are going to say their goodbyes. Luke, where are you, buddy? Luke had a year off. He went to France. He told me some stories about ladies, but I can't really repeat it here in mixed company. But he's going to come up and say a few words, and we've been blessed to have him on this team. Luke? Uh-oh. He's going to get something. Maybe they wrote something down. You did? You're not going to wing it? All right. Amy wrote something down too. Holy cow. What is that? Is he playing a guitar? What is he got? Tennis racket? What's that? All right. Skateboard? What is that thing? Violin? What is that?
put this here. All right, can you hear me? Is the mic working? Okay, perfect. All right. Like I said, just a few words. I promise I'll make it short, because when I first joined the Buchholz math team and then I was seeing all the seniors do their senior speeches, I kind of thought it was kind of long. So I'll try to keep mine really short. As Mr. Fraser said, probably to contribute to the Buchholz math team, you can always try to be a great character, and hopefully I embodied that. And I'll do a little song for everyone, and that will be my senior speech, because I don't know how else I could have expressed myself. So, yeah. This is a parody that I wrote. The title is Math Team Rhodes. This is dedicated to Mr. Fraser, Mrs. Fraser, Mr. Liu, Mr. Faega, everybody on the math team. This is for you guys. And of course, for Beavis and his friend as well. By the way, I got my ukulele 2 days ago, so if it's not that great, I don't sing as well as Ian, so. Alrighty, here we go. End of April, near graduation, senior speeches, it's time to say my farewells. Here's a little song, it's a parody. I hope you guys will enjoy it and not sleep in your seats. To all the thetas and alphas out there, draw big pictures. Math team roads, take me home to the place I belong. All the memories, all the good times, take me home. Math team roads, Mr. Fraser, thank you for your guidance all these 5 years. I know you changed my life. Our conversations all were very fun. But who's buying your sweet tea after I leave here? To people in statistics, Patsy reminds you that standard deviations don't add, variances do. Math team roads, take me home to the place I belong. All the memories, all the good times, take me home. Math team roads. Mr. Liu, thank you for your wise words. Do you really read Chinese romance novels? Mrs. Fraser, thank you for your support. The team wouldn't function if you weren't here. To new competitors, remember, crane technique, unbeatable if used properly. Math team roads, take me home to the place I belong. All the memories, all the good times, take me home. Math team roads. I want to say thank to all the members. I tell you, Work hard, have fun, and listen to the phrase. Driving down the road, I got a feeling that I want to be a math teamer once again. Once again. Don't be a loser. Math team roads, take me home to the place I belong. Sorry, my voice is cracking. Oh, the memories, all the good times. Take me home, Math team roads. All right, one last time. Can everybody sing with me if you know the lyrics? Math team roads, take me home to the place I belong. Oh, the memories, all the good times. Take me home, Math team road. Thank you, everyone.
Man, Amy, you got to follow that. Woo, boy, I think that's definitely a first. Original, I love it. I think I'll remember that. We'll be talking about that one in 10 or 20 years down the road. All right, remember, my doctor says I got 30 more, so I'm hoping I'm still telling that story. Last one that's going to say their goodbyes, like I said, we got Amy here. Amy, again, like Luke, epitomizes you don't have to score a lot of points to make a massive contribution. She's been an officer doing lots and lots of menial but necessary work to help this team succeed. Summers and superintendent challenges and all this stuff. When Ms. Frazier or Mr. Fager or Mr. Lurai, boom, we send out an email. She's one of those officers that comes and gets things done. And just like Luke, she's going to be a tough one to lose. Come on up here.
Maybe I should just go to Nat so I don't have to follow that. I'm just kidding. I think most of you know me. If you don't, I would say you're pretty oblivious. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Amy Cow, and I am a senior graduating this year. I'm going to try to keep this short because my feet are killing me, but this whole situation is a little bit weird, I would say, like, this whole situation, because usually senior speeches are done in like a giant huddle and we're all like in a congregation, but obviously that's not something we can do this year. And really that's just like one of the very insignificant changes that have happened this year. I mean, we didn't even know if we were going to have states and nets until like January. And I bet a lot of you at some point were like, why am I even doing folder? You know, why am I doing all this work? Like, how is this going to pay off by the end of the year? So I really want to start off by thanking all the underclassmen who I've gotten to know over the past 4 years, who have worked your butts off to be here today, and who have stuck it out. I really, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's been an honor getting to meet a lot of you. I think you guys, you literally hold the future in your hands, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it is so, so bright. And a lot of you make up, like, the most important and sweetest memories to me, like, just off the top of my head. It was this one time, a couple of us seniors were waiting outside the church after class, and Nathan Way just comes up to us to say hi. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, just stuff like that might seem literally insignificant, but to me, it means the world that an underclassman like that would come up to us and be willing to talk to us and be willing to be friends with us. I think that's kind of what makes this atmosphere that I love so much, this Buchholz math team family atmosphere. If I had to give some advice to you guys, I would say, be like Nathan. Don't be afraid to come up to us, to talk to us, to be friends with us. We're like willing to do all that. Because you guys really, you mean the world to me, and I know you mean the world to a lot of these seniors too. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it is a two-way street. I know you all know this, and you juniors know this too as upperclassmen, but please continue being kind and open and friendly to our underclassmen friends. And underclassmen who will be upperclassmen in a couple years, I know you will. Please return that kindness, because I think that's really what makes our family. Okay, I also want to thank the officer crew of this year, which is me, Olivia. Okay, well, I'm not about to thank myself. It was Olivia, Angela, Anjana, Hamal, Isabel, and Michaela. You know who you are. Doing goon work, oh my God, and some important work is not the most enjoyable at times, but you guys made it infinitely better. And it sounds kind of weird, but I'm gonna miss slaving away in Mr. Liu's coughing room. I was not ever in the top third. I was someone who did not contribute to the team by scoring points, but I think my contributions manifested in being able to cut ciphering sets really fast, and bubbling your Scantron IDs with very good accuracy. But I don't know, I hope you all just continue to find ways to contribute, something you enjoy doing, whether that's, volunteering for summer camps, continuing our outreach programs like superintendents and the elementary schools, or if you're artistic or you like being a pencil sharpening slave, I mean, you can do poster at States and Nats. Obviously not this year, but for future years. Or you can do history. I mean, there are just so many things you can do. And I hope you find something that clicks with you, something that floats your boat. Just for me personally, this team has given me, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. This team has given me a group that I can laugh with, friends that I can cry with, and people I can stuff myself with, barbecue with. And I think I'm really never gonna find something like this again. So I'm gonna try to cherish the little time I have with it. A speech wouldn't be a speech without thanking our wonderful people who made this possible. Mr. Frazier, Mr. Liu, Mrs. Frazier, and Mr. Faega. Thank you for being the kindest sponsors and coaches possible. You really have never once given up on us. To Mr. Liu, who accepts my incompetency on a daily basis. To Mr. Frazier especially, who spent this whole year fighting for us, getting us a States and Nats. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for making my senior year meaningful. I think I speak on behalf of our senior class when I say this. And speaking of my senior class, oh my God, I love you all so much. We basically grew up together, and I'm really sad that we won't get to eat catfish one more time. That we won't go walking down City Walk one more time. But so thankful that I got to spend the time I did with you. And when I say senior class, I also mean like Jake Frazier. I'm beyond grateful to you all, and I'm so happy for you guys. Underclassmen especially, you guys get to end your careers when you're seniors with real states and real nats. I know this just isn't the same, but I'm also thankful that I get to be up here talking, because I know the seniors last year didn't even have that chance. I know I said this already, but this team is really special, and cherish it as much as you can. I don't know. I don't know. If I made some of you cry, we're in the same boat. I made myself cry. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I think there were a lot of tears behind that mask. All right, so we're closing it out here. I want to thank the Gainesville Sun for coming, and they stayed through this whole event. Do you want to talk to anybody or any? You want anybody special? All right. Well, the chattiest people aren't necessarily the ones you probably should talk to, but no, I don't care. So some of y'all's chatterboxes definitely talk. She needs to get some good quotes. So like I said earlier, take some time off. Worry about your APs. Get your APs to recharge those batteries. And just because we might have won by a lot of points, we got to treat it as if we're going to lose. We got to work hard. All right. I don't want to win by 100 points if we can win by 200, and I don't want to win by 3 if we can win by 4. We got to get it across the finish line. Work hard. Who knows who Lucy Zong is? All right. 2011, 10 years ago. She's a senior that got better from state to nationals. She ran her marathon, and she had a lot of energy on that 25th mile. I expect all of you 10 that are going to keep going to do the same. At least as good as what I saw here. Yeah, there were some great performances. Congratulations. Like I said, celebrate. I love what you guys did, and it was amazing. And we're going to do this one more time. July 22nd, the National Award Ceremony. So y'all guys have a good one. Good night.